Hello, welcome to Erratic Symposium, episode 16!
Yeah!
Yay! And do you know what happens today? Do you know what is the day today?
The 26th?
Okay, fine. My joke is fair.
Oh no, what have you done?
Nothing happens. Actually, nothing really happens today.
Oh, that's
maybe...
good. I thought another
Wait,
disaster has happened. I thought we were all
Wait,
gonna have
hold
to
on.
hide in a... Yeah, what is it?
Hold on.
What's
Maybe,
wrong, brother?
maybe today is a special day.
What
I
do you
think
mean?
today is the first day of Steam Sale.
Oh shit, is it? First out Steam sales. Whoa.
June 25. Okay, today is the first day of Steam Sale. Summer sale.
Yeah!
Yeah.
I haven't actually bought anything of these.
Maybe today is indeed a special day. It's Steam Sale. The holy day
great
every
day.
PC gamers hope for.
Okay. So have you bought anything during the Steam sales?
Yeah, I bought like 10 games.
10? Holy
and
shit.
then so I don't need to bother about it for the next
How much fucking
few
money
days.
how much money did you toss out the drain?
130.
Ringgit?
Yeah.
Pretty cheap. Oh yeah. Yeah, then again this is a sale, so I suppose there are a lot of cheap games right now.
Yep, plenty of
Nice.
cheap games.
I might start looking around. I didn't even know the Steam sales were on until you told me about it, like just now. So I'm gonna be very excited. Yep.
Yeah. Originally I was going to start with this joke. Oh, maybe I'm originally going to start with this joke. Hey, Jordan.
Then you fail. Yes.
You are worthy of my grace.
What do you say?
You are worthy of my grace.
You are working off. Why am I working off your grace?
Worthy of my grace.
Worthy of my grace. I thought you said worky, and I was like, who the fuck's a worky? A person who works too much?
Worthy.
Oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a worky. Oh, you do everything, do you? Yes, that's why I'm a worky. He's not a Wookie. He's a worky. He's a Wookie that works.
Well, no.
So,
I'm just going to
first...
just say joke that you are worthy of my grace.
Why am I worthy of your grace? What have I done to incite such worthiness?
Because I like you.
Hey, whoa, I'm not gay, okay? No homo here.
Okay, so you do get what I'm trying to do.
No.
You don't know about what happens. No.
What is it? What is this joke you speak of? What is this new stuff?
Do you know that Netflix Eva has released a few days ago?
There's the next... What
Sorry?
is this about? What is this about? Netflix.
Okay, so Netflix Eva.
Dude, I don't have Netflix, motherfucker, so I don't know what the
I
hell
don't have. I not either. I don't have an account either. But I'm on Discord and I do see the controversy. So Netflix. So Eva is on Netflix right now, and they have a new script. They have a new dub and with new subtitles. And people are angry that the new translation, the English subtitle, it downplayed Kaworu's character. Basically, it downplayed a gay character. A very important moment in Eva, and people are very angry at it. And he say that there's a comparison, there's an image. You just compare the original sub and the new sub. And in the new subtitle, he says, "You are worthy of my grace." And people are very...
Yeah, I'm looking through like news and stuff right now. Yes, it is. He is supposed to be saying like, yes, worthy of my love. But now he's saying, yes, you're worthy of my grace. Which is a very...
Yeah.
How did they get from that to there, though? That is a huge jump. I love you and worthy of my grace is very fucking different. This is very interesting.
the trans the translator he do respond in the tweet. I go look. I've actually looked it up, and he say
He
that
responded in the tweet. Shit.
yeah, he defended. He say that he's trying to keep it vague because keep it vague for easier interpretation. He think they should be up to interpretations. So I read this and I go ask around the fans, people who are fans of the show, and tell them what do you think of the translators respond, and they just say he's either lying or retarded.
I mean,
Because
it
in
makes
the
sense. No. This is a really weird thing that he would do. Why would you try to make something? I mean, if you're trying to make it ambiguous, to make it more deeper in a sense, to make it more about interpretation, why would you do that to something that has already been cemented over? Because we know
well he says
because from what we know, from what you told me, everyone knows he's gay, which means his homosexuality is cemented. Why would you break the cement and try to dig a fucking hole? That's
because the
pretty weird.
translator think it's vague in the original script, so he's saying that he's trying to keep the translation faithful to the original script, original Japanese script. And so I asked around to the fans, ask the fans what do they think about the translator response, and they say he's either lying or retarded because in the original Japanese script or in the marketing, it's already intended Kaworu to be gay. So, yeah, they're saying he's either lying or retarded. Hence,
Has anyone even checked the original Japanese script to make sure this is the case?
well, someone showed me the official picture of Kaworu, and he acts very gay.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Japanese script. Because the translator has said he is using the script. He is how should I say? He is taking the actual translation. He's keeping the spirit of the original Japanese script. Is that what?
Yeah, that is what the
Japanese script,
translator trying to do.
But is the Japanese script actually ambiguous?
And the fans say, well, I didn't watch Eva, so I'm just trying to be unbiased, as unbiased as possible. The fans say in the original Japanese script, it is indeed confirmed that Kaworu is gay, so they don't know why the translator will say that.
But based on the scene where he says, "You are worthy of my grace," in that scene, which is the scene that everyone is mad about, does the original Japanese script show any ambiguity, or does he say something about love rather than saying
the
grace?
translate? They use Suki.
Suki, which is it like or love? I don't remember. Okay, can it be both?
Well, it's more on love, according to people who are more professional in Japanese than me.
I mean,
it's more on the side of love.
Okay, if that were the case, then I guess yes, the translator could very much be in the wrong.
Yeah, but he defended himself by saying he say it's ambiguous, and the fans say in the script it's confirmed, and in the marketing of Eva is they already intended Kaworu to be gay. So yeah.
I'm a bit confused. Why is Netflix doing this? I'm a bit confused. Why is Netflix doing this? Why does Netflix need to have
what?
Evangelion? Why does Netflix need to have Evangelion on their
platform?
On their platform.
Well,
fully newly translated. I don't know why they would do this.
Fully retranslated? I don't know. Maybe to avoid licensing issues. Because Eva, there's two controversies. One is this gay retranslation stuff, and the other one is the removal of the ending song. They couldn't get a license for that.
The ending song.
Yeah, they changed it to something else because
why?
Because they don't have the license to it.
They have the license to the entire show, but they didn't put in the effort to get the song. Are you serious?
Yeah, and that's why people saying why you can license to this whole thing but not the song for some reason. People are
I mean,
just
I'm guessing. I
mad
mean, yeah.
again. People
I
are
mean, I'm
mad
guessing.
again.
I mean, I'm guessing the song is, of course, the original song was outsourced to like some maybe a band outside of the studio. Of course, that's what they usually do. So if they were to get the right up to the song, they have to get the rights from the people who recorded it in the first place, not from the studio itself. So
Really?
say
No, but it's not a band.
No, that's
In this case, in the case of Eva, it's sung by one person, so it's not really a band. It's a one singer.
no. As long as it is sung by a person outside of the studio, as long as the studio does not have an in-house singer or band,
But what about record label?
that
What if
you
it's
you in that case you have to go and talk to the record label. You cannot talk to the studio for it. I think usually
yeah, the record label they publish the albums and publish they're like the manager, right?
they should be, as long as they have the rights to the song. If they have the rights to the song, you have to go to them.
Yeah, and so yeah, why don't they go and get the license?
Could be money issue actually. Could be
Really money issues. They can
could be maybe. It's not even a money issue. It's a sense of, should we even put money into getting the song again? Should we make our own song? Which one is more
Well, what about the
financially
OP?
safe?
What about the OP?
Did
They
get the
keep the
opening?
OP. They keep the opening, but they
If they
didn't keep
got
the
the
ED.
no, if they kept the opening but for some reason could not get the ending, is it the ending? Ending?
Yes, it's the ending. They didn't get the licensing issues for it. The
If
licensing, the license for it, the license for the ending song.
Actually, now that I think of it, is it that they didn't get the licensing? Is it like confirmed or something? Or are we all speculating based on the fact that they do not have
It's confirmed.
the ending? Confirmed that they
confirmed.
don't have the license.
Yeah, they don't have the license for ending song, so they cannot play it. And people are angry again.
In that case, it could be because the people who had the rights to the song did not give the rights to them. Whatever reason they have for not doing
Why
this,
not?
we don't know. I don't
Why
know.
not?
I don't know. Could be just trying to protect their IP or something, but that'd be very weird because this is music
That
stuff.
doesn't make sense. That doesn't really make sense. Actually, well, I didn't investigate this. In this case, I didn't investigate it. I'm not sure whether the label is being stingy about it or Netflix is just lazy. But I think it's more than Netflix is lazy. They have the money for it. They should have the money for it.
They have the money, but the person who is doing the final decision for who gets the license is the person who has the license in the first place. So the question now comes down to whether or not, if we do investigate it, will we find out that it is not Netflix's problem, it is actually the right holder's problem?
Oh,
we don't know.
In that case, it's the label.
It could be we don't know yet. Calm down. We don't know yet. We're not trying to insinuate.
Now you just
anything.
go investigate? Can you just Google it right now? I'm playing a video game. Okay, fine. I do the investigation.
I was about to do it anyway.
Yeah, let us both do it. Netflix, Eva. Yeah, and people just, from what I see, everybody is pointing the blame at Netflix. I didn't investigate it, but yeah, everyone's pointing the fault at Netflix.
Well, yeah, I found a article. It does say it is a licensing issue. However, it is a licensing issue because of the fact that the licensing fee was reportedly deemed too expensive to include in the American release.
Oh.
This is from Cinema Blend, which is like a website with movies, TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, okay. I see a meme. It says Netflix will spend 100 million to license Friends, but says that licensing the song "Fly Me to the Moon" for Evangelion was too much.
This is very interesting. I
And
see the
someone,
meme. I see the meme too. The meme is on Cinema Blend's article. It's pretty
and
interesting.
then there's someone who just everything in capital letters. Eva on Netflix couldn't get the rights to Fly Me to the Moon. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, people are just really
This is very
angry.
weird actually. Why not though? I mean, I don't. Yes, if they had the money to get other projects, I find this very odd. I find it very odd that they couldn't.
I told you, Netflix has money. Netflix has money. They have money to buy it.
They have money, but I will no. We could. I don't know how Netflix
So
works. That's the problem. I don't know if I can argue this. If let's assume Netflix has multiple like in-house teams and stuff. Teams to like, oh, they're gonna do the license. These guys are gonna do the licensing. These guys are gonna do this one show. These guys are gonna do that one show. Each one of them has a budget. I could theorize, being devil's advocate, I could theorize that the team that is working for Netflix's Evangelion had a budget that could not accommodate Fly Me to the Moon.
well, have they talked about the reaction of the fans? The fans will be very angry, and this is actually what happens. The fans are really angry.
Yes, of course the fans are angry. The fans
I'll be
want the
angry
show
too
to be this. The
if
fans
I'm a
want the
fan.
show to be.
I mean, it's got replaced by something, and it's very iconic. It is actually very iconic, and you replace something iconic, and people will be really, well, people will just get really mad,
Yeah, I guess.
and people will just see this as an excuse. You see that
Yeah,
the
I mean, we're just.
licensing, the Kodo pay licensing as an excuse, like how
We
people
could.
treat the translation one as an excuse as well.
I mean, I guess by this point, people are just very untrust. They don't trust corporate talk anymore. Netflix has become
I
a very
mean,
big corporation. It is of course going to use corporate speak, and people
I
are
mean,
not
should we
interested in
even
corporate
trust
speak.
corporate in the first place? Should we ever
It's
trust
very
corporation
it's very
in
dangerous
the
to
first
even.
place?
It's very dangerous to like say you shouldn't trust corporations, as in
Because
general. It's very no. I am under the impression that there are corporations out there who do try to serve the needs of the people, if only because maybe they have a very good like mission and goal that
but
works.
corporate is hiding behind, but all the corporate is hiding behind a logo.
All corporations have behind a brand. Yes, they have
They're
a
hiding
lot.
behind a brand, and we don't know who's behind it.
We technically do. They do have like they have a lot of reports and stuff. They have like annual reports.
Yeah, it
Annual
can change.
reports.
I mean,
They
they can
talk about.
manipulate it, right?
I think it's against the law to really fully manipulate something that you give to
Who
every
knows?
shareholder.
What if it's a very big? What if it's a company with power? We are living in a capitalist world.
In that case, I
You know,
suppose
what if it's
yes.
a corporate
In that
superpower?
case, there is a danger of that if no one spots it. If someone spots it, then they are in very big trouble for maybe manipulating some data, making them look better to their shareholders or something like that. That should be against the law.
And then they can sidestep this with PR. If their PR skill is if their PR speech skill is level 100, they can sidestep all these issues.
Yeah, I guess corporations have a lot of power. We can say that. There are quite a few governments out there that are very business friendly, which I suppose sounds very good for like a small business. Like if you have a small business, if you have a government that's business friendly, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
What do you mean by
they're gonna
business
help.
friendly?
Business friendly. They give you like subsidies. They give you they don't tax you for like a few years if you like create jobs or some shit like that. You know, they help you. They give you stuff, or they tell you not to
You
give them
mean they
stuff.
help the workers or help
They help the
the companies?
business. They help the business.
So you're saying they're helping the corporations?
They're
They're
helping the
promoting
corporations.
corporation. Okay.
Well, usually if you help
Is
a
that
good
that
corporation,
sounds like deregulations? That sounds like deregulating
it's not really
the
deregulation.
corporate
It's more
law.
or less monetary aid. It doesn't have anything to do with
Yeah,
regulations.
if
Regulations
you
are still in place.
if you give the corporation monetary aid, wouldn't that help them become even stronger? Help making
No,
the
usually the
corporate even.
monetary aid is for like smaller businesses. Like maybe you make a business in like a small, like those business
Okay.
buildings and stuff. You
Okay.
usually you could apply for some sort of subsidy. Maybe if you do a special requirement, like maybe, oh, I created a few jobs by opening this business. Will you give me will you give me a tax holiday? I think they call it a tax holiday for like maybe.
So why so what's so good? So what are you trying to say? If the governments are trying to reward starting a business, what are you trying to say?
Some governments would try to do this, maybe to like curb
True.
unemployment or to increase like economic power. They want to get people to start businesses, yeah, all that stuff.
But wait. We are talking about evil
Create a.
corporations. We are not talking about unemployment and stuff.
Well, I
So
was
why are you
talking,
bringing this
but
out?
no, we got there because I was talking. We did talk about like governments helping companies
We are
and
not
stuff.
talking about. We are
But
not talking.
usually,
We are talking about evil corporations. We are not talking about governments
evil
helping
corporation.
companies. I don't know how is that help. How that helps the evil corporation talk.
I don't know. I was trying. No, I was. I suppose I was trying to like clear stuff up about how governments help companies. Mind you, we are not fucking educated on this stuff. I've come to believe companies still. I mean, I've come to believe
Yeah,
governments still help
we are not
big companies
educated,
in one
but
way.
we
Yes,
are
I
not
will come to believe.
educated.
Yes, I will come to believe.
I won't hiding. Okay, fine. You start first. You start first.
No, I will come to believe governments still do help big businesses in many different ways. I don't know how. I don't know whether or not we're qualified to actually talk about it in more detail. But I'm not gonna like sweep that aside. I'm not gonna say, oh, the government never helps them. They only help the small businesses. No, they help every form of business except for like illegal shit. They don't do that, of course. You people have to look this stuff up yourself. Don't go to like weird websites or anything like that,
The
please.
deep web.
No, not even the deep web. Just websites that misinform people or show one side of the argument. Explore, please, for God's sake, have some literacy with your information. Look around.
That
That's all I
reminds
have to
me.
say. Yeah, what happened?
Reminds me of my argument with someone about politics the other day. I want to talk about the details. But I will just say that he's using a data against me, and I
In
didn't
which
ask
case,
for the data. I didn't ask for the
no.
data.
Why not? If
Yeah,
no,
it's my
if it
mistake.
is
It's
a
a mistake of mine. He say he has the data to prove I'm wrong, basically, and
and
well,
he showed you the
not
data,
proving
did
I'm
he?
wrong. He didn't show it. He just say he has the data to prove to support his
That's
claim,
pretty well.
not
Okay,
proving
yeah, then
I'm
that's
wrong.
pretty shit. Then that's pretty shitty of him. At least if you say you have the data, please back the fucking argument with the fucking data.
But he
You
didn't.
can't,
He
yeah,
didn't.
dude. You
I
can't.
didn't. I had
You,
not talked about that
no, shit.
at the time,
You can't. You can't.
and so
You can't win. No, you go first. Sorry.
okay, so he didn't bring it up. He said he has the data to support his claim, and he didn't show it. And at the time, I have not talked about the problem with this, because yeah, if he has it, he should have shown it to me, but he didn't. So it's unreliable.
Yeah, that's very silly
That's
of
the
him.
problem. That's the problem
Because
I
you
realized.
can't win an argument by saying you have data. You can win an argument by saying you have data and then showing the data immediately after.
But he didn't do
Because
that. He just
yeah,
said he has data.
it sounds like an empty fucking promise. Oh, I have data. Where is it? I won't show you now, but I have the fucking data. You won't trust a guy who says this. You will not trust a guy to debate anything if the only thing he has to win the argument is to just say, I have the data. You don't fucking have the data. If you would have said the data right now. That's very shitty. What the heck was the argument about? If you're okay with talking about it.
No, it's too political. Let's say it's too political, so I won't be talking about the
At the very
content.
least, give me the most general way you can say it. Are we talking about political system, or are we talking about
Yeah, it's
effects?
about political system.
Okay,
It's really about political. It's about the laws.
It's about the law.
And
Okay, you will let that we could stop there. It is something about the law. You were
Yeah.
arguing maybe I don't know whether or not you're arguing positively or negatively about an aspect of the law. Who knows?
Well, let's just say both of us think we are right. Both of us think we are right.
And both of you guys did not convince. So both of you guys did not convince each other of your side.
Well, he seems to be very angry with me. He just said,
Sure.
"Okay, fine, you are wrong." No, okay, fine, I'm wrong, you are right, and then didn't talk anymore.
Ooh,
He just
that's
say
pretty.
he is wrong and I'm right.
Did you Did you really beat him up that badly or something?
No, I would just tell him. I just tell him my. Well, because he did say something that made me think a lot. You know, like something that. I just say it really make me think about the issues of this political thing, like the weight of this issue. I think he has a at the time. I think he has a point, and maybe I'm really wrong. So I close the voice chat and then I think a while and then write it down and see what to do. Maybe I might be wrong. Maybe he's right. And then after I think about it, I go back and I went back and just message him about my thought about this thing, my new form opinion about this thing after listening what he said, and then he just say, "Okay, fine, I'm wrong, you are right," and then no more response.
Oh well, that doesn't sound like very good behavior. That doesn't sound like a very good attitude to begin with. Did it
Yeah,
literally
he
just
seems
say
like he's very angry, which is sad. I mean,
very sad?
I don't want to lose a friend because of this political argument.
You're not gonna lose a friend because of this. If he suddenly stops being a friend with you, I think he must have very low standards if that were to be the case. If he suddenly stops being friends with you because of
Oh,
this.
okay.
Maybe you could check maybe rather than thinking about what he said, you can go around, research this stuff. Research his side, research your side, consolidate both your information, and then maybe then you could come back to him and say, either look, here's what I found. Maybe you're right.
Well,
maybe
I do
something
talk about this. I do talk about this with people in Discord about the point we broke up, and then and they just. Well, I did see some data. Someone did show up some data as a response.
Okay.
I do kind of talk about this in the Discord of this politic
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
And you have said you're not interested in talking about this.
What?
You said you're not interested in talking about this.
Well, I'm trying to avoid controversies. Let's just say.
What is it? Okay, let's.
I mean,
then,
politics
in that case,
can get
let us-
very. Politics
it
can get
I've s-
very heated.
Yes, it can get very heated. If only because by this point, politics is very skewed to the idea that there's two sides of politics. There is a good and the evil.
And both sides think they are good.
Yeah.
And both sides think they
Which
are
is
good and think
tough.
the opposite side is evil.
Which is not very
And
good
that's
for
why-
actual. Which is not very good for the actual discourse, because both sides have their points. Both sides have their problems. It's better to talk about them rather than ignore them.
Sorry?
Both sides have their good points. Both sides have their problems. It is
Yeah,
good to talk about them.
Yeah. The unbiased viewpoint, both sides has a good point. But if you just ask one side, they just say no, the other side is completely wrong. I'm being sarcastic because
I know
I do
it
learn
is.
about this stuff, this politics stuff, these past few days, and it's like from one side. So the infos I learned is a bit it's biased. You know, don't be very biased.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Then again, I suppose I have to say I don't know whether or not I should continue. It is about politics. It's not about a political issue. It is about my political leaning. I don't know whether or not I should continue with that. What do you
Leaning.
think? Just my leanings, I guess. Like what I listen to by this point in time.
Shall we? Mingy, mangy, mo. Fine. Just talk about it.
Yeah, I suppose. You know,
What are
because
you
of
trying to say?
I don't know, because of the U.S. and President Donald Trump. Yeah.
Yeah.
There has been a humongous amount of news and a lot of opinions and a lot of facts and a lot of data about how the Republican Party is a piece of shit.
And
I've come to the point where I cannot trust any party that puts themselves as patriotic in a sense that they don't give a shit about any other country. Because we live in an increasingly globalized world. Everyone is connected. Why are we still in the mindset that we should not care about the other countries? Because everything by this point affects us. Everything. An event that happens here will affect us one way or another. Maybe it won't kill us or anything, but it may cause something like, it may do something to the economy. There may be refugees. There may be people saying, don't go there, so because we're not going to go there, we're going to shut down the flights.
Are you saying, okay, hold on. So let me try to translate this. So saying, why are people nowadays still xenophobic? Shouldn't we work together for all these issues, on all these issues? Is this what you're trying to say?
I think so. Xenophobic in a very politicized sense. The Republican Party is there's a certain feeling of racism when you listen to how people talk about the Republican Party in the U.S.
Really? Well, okay. I don't know about.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I don't know much about the Republicans, but I know that from what I heard, Donald Trump is racist. That's what I heard.
Donald Trump has a very Mexicans.
Racist toward Muslims and Mexicans, if I remember correctly. He's racist toward Muslims and Mexicans.
Yes, there is a note.
But that's years ago. Years ago.
No,
years ago.
He still has a certain his actions and his words seem to connote very strongly that yes, he has a certain bad taste for Mexicans, for Muslims, for people of other countries by the sounds of it. He has said the Germans are very bad people, like a year or two back, I think, which caused a lot of controversy.
Okay. He's a president.
Yes, he
you
is
shouldn't
the
say
president.
that.
I don't know.
That will get you bad rap. I mean, publicly denounce a race.
Yeah. It'll get you a terrible rap. If you are the president of the United States, people usually see you as the president of the free world because everyone thinks because the U.S. has
is the free country.
Yes, the U.S. has advertised itself as a free country, as the leader of the free world, of democracy. We elected Donald Trump. We put him. Not we. I'm sorry. The Americans elected Donald Trump, and because it's democracy, I guess they said, "Okay, sure, get up there, be president." He is a fucking terrible president. And even then, he actually didn't win by a majority. He won because of some system in the US called the Electoral College. In which case...
Fuck! This boss is hard.
You're free. Oh yeah, you're still playing a game right now, right? Shit.
Yeah, okay, continue. Move on. I'm trying to figure out how to defeat this guy's pattern. I don't listen on what are you saying very clearly.
Were you listening?
Yes, I'm listening very well. That's
okay.
How else can I respond to what you say just now?
That's true. That's true.
Okay. Oh fuck.
Let me try to remember what the fuck I'm saying.
About Donald Trump, you don't like Donald Trump, and there's a system that makes him win in the elections.
It made him win in the elections. There's also a lot of questions about whether or not he got in there because of Russia, some shit like that. There's a lot of controversy.
Conspiracy theory?
Yes, not even. By this point, I think there is at least ample evidence to say it should not be considered a conspiracy theory. There is ample evidence to say that Russia did tamper with the 2016 election. Whether or not they worked for Donald Trump, some people can argue no. Some people, of course, argue, look at the fucking evidence. I'm on the side that says yes, Donald Trump had outside help. I don't know whether or not it seems to be very much from the Russians, all that stuff, all that jazz. I'm not an American, so I don't know. I don't keep up with this stuff.
I don't either. I'm just listening to all this from you.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the politics.
I get a lot of this stuff from
news.
I get a lot of this stuff from Reddit. Reddit is noticeably left leaning. Basically, they're more most people in Reddit support the Democratic Party, basically.
Okay.
And a lot of people hate Trump, even though yes, there is
somehow Trump wins,
but somehow Trump won because
Trump still won.
From what I have heard, the U.S. is actually very divided because there are quite a few states that are totally Republican. Republican in the sense not because they like the Republicans' platform, like what they talk about, but in the sense that they hate the Democratic Party. They will never, ever support the Democratic Party.
Pause. Have you watched Endless Jazz videos about the elections? He just got very angry and just criticized both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And in the end he criticized all the American citizens. Yeah.
So wait, was it the election results or just the election in general?
The results. He criticized. I think he first criticized Donald Trump, and then he criticized Hillary Clinton, and then in the end he criticized all the American citizens.
Even though he himself is an American.
Yeah, though he's an American himself.
Did he vote?
I'm not sure whether he has voted or not. He didn't say. He just very disappointed with America, because of the election results.
Yeah. First of all, Donald Trump winning was fucking retarded. Because it basically now painted America as a very stupid fucking country. Why would you why would you elect someone who has why would you elect someone who had so much controversy during the election? How? Why? Why is he there?
But Hillary Clinton is just as bad.
Hillary Clinton is just as bad.
She has a lot of controversy as well.
Hillary
Clinton
has a lot of controversy as well. Just as bad, not in the sense of she's a bumbling idiot, but in the sense of she works more or less for the corporations and stuff. She doesn't seem to. There's a feeling that she doesn't really care about the actual American people, because she works for companies. She works for Wall. They say she works for Wall Street and all that shit. She's there for money. She's there for fame. Who knows? Donald Trump is there for the same thing, but Donald Trump is there for the same thing, but he's 100 times stupider and more racist and doesn't really care about America's image. He just does what the Republican Party wants him to do. Which is really something nobody should have actually agreed with, other than the more hard right Republicans. But for some reason they got him there, which is stupid in the grand scheme of things.
Okay. I don't have any opinion. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Now that I think about this has gone very political, so I really should have just stopped in the beginning. This has gone very political. At the very least, we now know, for the people we will lose because of my opinions, we have technically lost nobody of value. Because if anyone still supports Donald Trump, they're fucking stupid. Go away. I will never be convinced.
Wow.
If you looked at me and you gave me a huge crate of evidence that says Donald Trump is good, I will fucking shoot a cannonball that says here's all the things Donald Trump has done that is wrong, that has, like, imagine I take all of this stuff. That's all of the things that Donald Trump has done that you can very much see as objectively wrong. I compact it into a cannonball and I shoot it at you. That is what I will be fucking doing, because I cannot ever see Donald Trump as anyone but a bumbling buffoon, a half-baked potato,
You know,
a steak cooked
Jordan.
too raw.
Jordan.
Yes.
I just let's say I feel like you kinda I have a feeling that you go into Reddit too much, and because you say most of the Redditors hate Donald Trump, you
Yes,
just
most of the Redditors
you
hate
absorb too much of the biased information against
Yes, I have
Donald
absorbed
Trump.
my. But even then, even if I try to go to like places like there are places that are more conservative, very conservative. There are some people who I've not to say they all like Donald Trump, but just to say that they don't really see the platform of the Democratic Party as
Oh
very
no!
clear.
Oh no! Okay. What? Sorry. Can you repeat? Can you repeat
I
about
have
if the
looked-
conservative?
I have at the very least tried to look at the conservative side of things, the conservative party, basically the Republicans and stuff like that.
Okay.
They do not convince me at all. There is a very they
Oh,
sound very
okay. So
I don't know.
so you did say that you look at the side who supported Trump and you think their argument is stupid.
It's not that their argument is stupid. There's a very weird way that they frame the argument. The people who support the Democratic Party
Interesting.
are angry. When they write about Donald Trump or about the policies or about the Republican Party, they are angry, very angry.
And
A lot of people will of course say, "Oh, why are you so angry?" And stuff like that. They will think, "Oh, the people who support the Democratic Party are very aggressive." But I'm sitting here thinking to myself, "Motherfucker, look at the shit Donald Trump has done. Of course they have to be fucking angry." And I look at the Republican Party, or at the very least the people who are more conservative. Not to say they all support the Republican Party. Their arguments, they're not positive.
arguments of what? Arguments of what?
Their arguments against against things the Democratic Party pushes and stuff like that. What the Democratic Party wants to put out as policy to go against Donald Trump and stuff like that. There's a
So you are saying they support Trump? I mean, it's the Republic
It's not this.
Party.
They just have problems with how the Democratic Party pushes things in a
Okay.
sense. But as I sit there, as I try to compare the two, I start to realize because I can't really trust the conservatives at all. They have a very closed mindset on things, and there's a big problem with the far right, basically the conservatives, where, from what I have learned, there is a lot
this
of misinformation around.
getting
the
way
place.
too
So it is
political.
actually, yes, there's
It's
a lot
getting
of
way too political.
It's getting way too political. Yes, I just want to finish it up. There's a lot of misinformation in the far right. The left, basically the more democratic side, usually prefers facts. There are times where they still lie, which is pretty shitty, and a lot of people will call them out for this. But the right has a lot more misinformation, and for some reason, not that many people seem to call them out for it. The people on the left, of
Okay.
course, call them out on it, but the people on the right seem to not give a shit, which is very
Wow. Okay,
which is
that's
very
weird.
bad.
That's weird. Even as a neutral, I mean that doesn't sound like a fair fight. I think if you, let's just say, I believe in a fair fight. I don't think you should cheat if you want to fight. Just say that. I don't think you shouldn't cheat. It
But I
sounds
should have
like
the
cheating.
toilet.
What?
Nothing. What do you mean by that? Can you rephrase that? Because that's a bit of a weird way of saying it.
Wait, is this cheating? I don't know.
Shooting.
Okay,
Really?
I don't know. It's just no. Okay, I take back my word. It's not really cheating, but they're just weird. Okay, so I point out your flaws, and then you just ignore it, and then you continue on being
I
yourself.
don't know. Either they
Which is really
ignore-
weird. I find it really weird. did you the right don't really respond to it? Are you saying the right don't respond to it? To
I
the
would come
flaws
to
that
believe
left point out?
it's not that they don't respond to the problems the left points out. They do sometimes, but sometimes they try to excuse themselves and stuff like that. I would come to believe there are people in the right who, at the very
Okay.
least, take it to heart. I'm not going to say everyone in the right is a piece of shit, even though I have said
Okay.
everyone who likes Donald Trump is a fucking idiot. Yes, it applies for
Okay.
those people only. There is, however, as I've said, I'm going to rephrase. I'm going to like re-say this. There are a lot of people on. There are a lot of like news. Let's say news sites, not people. News sites. There's a lot of misinformation for like the news sites that focus more on like the right, on the Republican Party's interests, on the
Okay.
conservative people's interests. There is more
Well.
misinformation in a sense.
Hmm.
You have to look at this stuff yourself. It's a bit hard to like
So you're saying I have
find
to
that.
look at both news. I have to look at news side that support left and news side that support right to make my own
Yes,
judgment.
in a sense, yes, but you have to be a bit more careful with the right, from what I have noticed, because more people on the left have said there's something really fucking wrong with like news and stuff on the right. A lot of misinformation.
Well,
Usually on the American side. I don't know about
that
the
sounds like a that
yeah.
sounds like biased information. It's like the the side is two opposite parties, and one side tell you that the other side has misinformation.
The problem is
It's like it's like saying the other side is evil.
the
Two
problem is
opposite side.
the problem is the side that is saying this, the side that is pointing fingers at the right, has multiple times pointed out like data, pointed out, oh, how did this news outlet manipulate how they showed the data? How did they manipulate like how they talk about a certain topic? Like, oh, they talk about climate change in this angle, but if you look at it in the bigger angle, the smaller angle that the right uses is non-existent or something like that, or it's disproven in a sense. Like it is to
They
say
have
like
so is the data reliable?
in a sense they're saying the data is not reliable because they focus they
No, no, no. I'm
it's
asking, is the data used by left reliable when they start trying to disprove the right
usually
claim?
because of the fact that the left has a tendency to focus more on facts because I guess the platform of the left is about
Okay.
fighting the right with information rather than misinformation. They go into facts and stuff.
Okay.
So usually you
I
could
see.
assume they are more reliable. So I went in there with the assumption they are more reliable. Whether
I
or
see.
not they are or they are not, it's a bit hard for me to actually justify because
I
well,
understand.
yeah.
I understand. I hate this boss.
Have you not beat him yet? Are you serious?
I mean, I'm playing a shmup, and I
Ah,
just reached stage 2, and every time I reach stage 2, I die. And the stage 1 boss, he's very hard to fight. And just now, I just figured out how to beat his pattern, and I'm trying to adjust to it.
okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing pretty okay now, I guess, or you just say he was hard.
I think because I finally know how to deal with the stage 1 boss. Now
It's pretty good.
for the stage 2 is the new challenge.
Shit. Shit.
Oh fuck.
You died
Okay.
already.
Okay, I'm still alive. I still have some lives yet.
That's good.
A few lives.
This has been a very political episode.
Yeah, this episode is
I don't
very
even know if you're
political.
okay with this.
We are going to get killed for
No!
it.
Don't kill me!
We are
Kill
going to get
Kodo!
tracked down. We're going to get tracked down uh by the judge, the eyes of the
The judge.
beholder, the eyes of the beholder who decides who wins the war between the left and the right. They will see all this and they will notice this video and they will track us down and kill us and remove this whole channel to hide the truth.
Oh shit,
And
oh
they're
fuck.
trying to keep they're actually trying to keep this fight going to prevent humanity from ever cooperating. They want to
Oh my god,
the
conspiracy.
eyes of the beholder is trying to keep the humans trying to make the humans fight each other for eternity.
Oh my fucking god. Conspiracy!
Yes, this is conspiracy theory.
Nice. We are now a conspiracy theory YouTube channel. So please send us your conspiracies and we will talk about them.
God damn it. That's really weird. Okay.
Why not?
So have you finished your political stories? I can move on to other stuff. I have something
what
to
else
say.
Should we speak of?
It's about it's about LGBTs basically.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Are we really going through this again?
What?
I mean, I know. Yes, I know you have told me you wanted to talk about this, but I'm just here going.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Don't worry, it won't be as politic as this one. Or it won't be as political as this one, even though the issue is kind of also political.
The issue has been politicized. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What should I say again? Something. We talk about the Eva thing, and then okay. Yeah, I remember now. Heteronormativities. I don't know about this, which is sound kind of screwed up.
What is this about? Can you explain?
I look up what is heteronormativity, and it's like an idea that it's the idea that people are only consist of two genders. Consisting of two gender is the default. That's the idea. Like if you see someone and you just assume that person is either, if the person is a boy, you just assume it's a male. If you see the person is a girl, you just assume it's a female. This is heteronormativity.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is actually bad. Well, let's just say it's unfair for the LGBT individuals because you just assume. You look at the stranger and just assume that there's only like either of the two genders. I mean, LGBTs consist of a large number of genders, like homosexuals and the trans LGBT, and the gender fluid.
They are very diverse. Very, very diverse.
Yeah, so heteronormativity is like assuming that there's only two genders and there's only heterosexuals. So yeah, heteronormativity is it's a very unfair thing.
I guess.
It's like a and the idea or culture. I don't have the right term for it. And I learned about this, and then I think, oh no, I actually have done this.
Oh no.
Actually, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I usually just assume people are. I think I actually really just assume people are either boys or girls, and they must be straight. So I admit that I do have heteronormativity thought.
No, I think.
And
I think heteronormativity is bad if you are consciously heteronormative. From what I hear from you, it sounds like you're doing it because it's a habit. It's not because you yourself believe there are only two genders and everyone has to be straight. I've done this multiple times. I still do it. But if I were to suddenly say I am heteronormative, I think everyone has two genders. There is no such thing as homosexuals. You have to be straight. Then yes, something is really wrong there because let's just say, yeah, it's very.
Well, even if you say, yeah, I do it. Let's say I'm quite let's say I accept or acceptive of LGBTs. I mean, I think they shouldn't be oppressed, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my stance. Let's just say, I think they shouldn't be oppressed. So when I see the heteronormativity and just notice that, yeah, I do it. I actually do it, and it's out of habit. I feel bad. I didn't even know that I've been committing this sin. It feels like a sin.
It's human nature to generalize people. So I will not like scold you for this. I of course won't. You have not, because we live again. I'm going to reiterate this. I think I have said this before. We live in Asia. Asia is conservative. It's pretty conservative. There's not that much LGBT stuff here. It is against the law. No, of course you have to care about this stuff
No,
because
no, 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 no.
because
No, I'm
no
saying
because
who cares about
because the frequency of which you see LGBT people dictates how you think about them. If you were
Really?
in
Oh wait,
maybe
hold on. That's interesting. Go on, go on.
let me try and argue it like this. If you were to have lived in a part of Asia where there was a lot of LGBT people, I am under the impression you would have grown up to be a person who would usually assume someone to be not assume someone to be something. You would look at them and say, "What are they?" rather than saying, "Oh, it's a guy." However, since Asia is a conservative country and there's not that much LGBT activity here, because you have not been exposed to the LGBT group, you of course will grow up to think heteronormatively.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah,
me making a theory.
I
I don't know whether or
understand.
not that happened. Yeah,
I understand what you're trying to say. And well, since I learned about this, I think I can start making the change for this. Like not trying to think heteronormatively. Try to make myself not think heteronormatively
yeah.
anymore.
It's good to make a change, man. It's good. At least
Yeah, that's why say I'm trying. I've decided after learning about this, I feel guilty, and I try to make a change. I
that's
try to
good. It's
not
not.
to be think
Yeah, that's good.
heteronormatively anymore.
I mean, at this point in time, I'm guessing it's not a big problem for you because I would come to believe there's not that many LGBT people around you. You have had LGBT friends, as you have said before, but they're not all over the
No.
place. They're not
Oh
all
wait.
over the
Yes,
place.
I kind of do. Oh
I
yes,
mean,
I do. I do. I do have LGBT friends,
you
both
have
in real life and
LGBT,
in the
yes,
internet.
you have LGBT friends. However, they're not everywhere around you. At this point in time, you it's not a big problem. However, it could be a big problem in the coming future if the LGBT community is more accepted, like in Asia, in Malaysia, in Sarawak and shit.
Okay.
And as more people come out, as they become part of the LGBT community, it would make sense to either change then or change now. So I suppose you changing from your heteronormative ideas is a very good thing.
Oh,
You
thank you.
should you should focus on that. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Well, thank you. We really have a very different take on this. On the friend that I just talked about just now,
Yeah.
he when I mentioned this to him, he is well, he didn't really like say what I'm doing is good. He just think that he's more, let's just say he's more cynical. I told him about this and he thinks that, oh my god, this is going to talk about the content of our argument. Well, should I talk about this? Okay, fine, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this
Let's
political issue. Just screw this episode.
let's
We're
see what
going to get
happens.
hunted down. You just get hunted down and you just start building the last stand.
If we're gonna get hunted down, hunt down Kodo first, not me. I have a few things to do before I die.
God damn it. How dare you push it? Okay, so what's gonna say again? Yeah, he's after I told you about this, he's quite cynical and just say this is the reason he doesn't want to support the LGBT laws. Just say that. Let's just keep it at that.
Huh?
I told him about this. This is the reason he doesn't support LGBT laws.
Because he doesn't want to. Because he wants to.
This is
continue
one of
being
his arguments.
Heteronormative.
What? Sorry?
Because he wants to be heteronormative.
Well, I told him no, because he think we shouldn't support it because we have been heteronormative for a long time.
Not really. There has been a lot of like historical like evidence that these kinds of homosexual activity has happened a lot in the past, and homosexuality
No,
by itself,
about the idea, this heteronormative idea. I told him about this heteronormative idea, this heteronormative story to him. Yeah, and you are very accepting perspective of this, you just support you support me and you say
because
what
I
my
support
decision
the
to change it is a good
I
thing.
do because I do support the LGBT group. I
And
don't.
no, and he's different. When I told him about this, my decision to like change my heteronormative idea from now on, he thinks that well, and this is he thinks that I can change, but not everybody can change. And he thinks that I'm just one person who learns about this and decide to change, and there are many more people who probably have heteronormative idea, and they are in the number large
Okay.
number of people. And if we decide to change make the law to accept the LGBTs, and people have had to adjust to this new idea, and it will cause a
Yeah.
lot of troubles. So that's why he think shouldn't change it. It doesn't change a lot.
I think he has a point in the sense that if it were to be introduced as a law without people accepting it first, there will be problems. However, if we have a majority who agree with the LGBT community, I will come to believe then the law can be passed out. Because it would be a bit forceful if the law was to just appear out of nowhere to a group of people who at the time don't really support the LGBT community right now. Like in Malaysia, there is not that much support for the LGBT community. So if it were to suddenly appear as law, nobody would fucking like it at all. I don't know whether or not he's arguing at it from that side, of course.
Yeah, he
I'm
just
just
say
speculating.
he think well in I just say to summarize the main argument, the primary main argument why he doesn't support
Yeah.
the law is because yeah, people have to adjust to it, and adjusting to it will cause a lot of trouble. So he thinks it's more trouble than it's worth.
Okay.
Yeah,
Technically,
and he just
would he have?
pointed out the heteronormativity idea as one example. He thinks that it's very troublesome to adjust to this new
I
to
don't think
remove
it's
this
gonna be.
heteronormative idea.
I don't think it's gonna be that hard though, because by the sounds of it, the heteronormative idea sounds more of something in your head. Oh, the dogs are barking a bit. I don't know whether or not you
Yeah,
can
I
hear
hear
that.
that.
Oh, shit.
I hear it very
Yeah,
loud
okay.
and clear.
Holy shit.
Okay.
The head from my perspective, from your talk about the heteronormativity, it sounds like it's something more to do with perception rather than action. In which case, the only thing we have to do is just change our action, and in the long run, change our way of thinking. It's not going to be that fucking hard, I think.
Oh, okay. I see.
So I think your friend's argument is a bit. I think it's like he hasn't really
Deep.
gone through it in his head, like how it would work. He has had a theoretical idea, but he hasn't gone through it. Or he's only looked at it in his own mind rather than thinking about other people, how other people can adjust to the idea of a law.
I feel like he's more cynical of these things. I can like all in all, let's just say I do think that he has a noble goal of making society a better place. And he just decide that it will help the society. But
I mean, I guess
he still act in good favor. Let's just say he still act in good favor. Maybe his decision isn't that good. His decision that which I disagree. His decision to like which part will help the society, which part isn't. On that department, he isn't that good at it. But his goal, let's just say he has actually a good goal, a noble goal.
I mean, I suppose
I
if
just
you
say
were
that.
to force people to like the LGBT community, then yes, that is not really going to help society at all. But if we find ways to convince these people rather than force them to agree with the LGBT community, that would make society a better place. I guess. I'm just guessing if on the sense that maybe he was arguing like that. We don't need laws to make us accept the LGBT people. We just need to be convinced to accept the LGBT people. We don't need laws for this.
Wow. well, you know what he said? He said that. Well, he said that the law. Um. Damn it. Okay. Let's see. How should I say? He think. He thinks the law shouldn't change. He's okay. He say he accept the existence of LGBTs, but he thinks that the law shouldn't change. I think at this point it is fine. He think that LGBT as this underground activity is already good enough. He think it shouldn't be changed the law to make it like it can be acceptable on the public light.
Wait, so he doesn't want it to be he doesn't want LGBT stuff to be acceptable, or he doesn't want to be forced to accept
Or acceptable on the law. He think it shouldn't be accepted by the law. He think it just accepted like in the underground, just keep the activity in the underground. You know, like in secret. You know.
Well, then that brings up a lot of problems as well, because LGBT people do want to be represented. They want to have representation. They want to have the freedom to show their side of the LGBT. Well, the acceptable, like, oh, not too cringy side, I guess, in public. Why would you not allow them this? They're human beings.
I told because it causes more trouble than it's worth. That's his main primary argument.
It causes
more trouble than it's worth.
It could cause more trouble than it's worth now, but in the event where we are more accepting of the LGBT people, it wouldn't really cause that much trouble. So why not, I don't know, find a footnote, find a base to like start this this process of accepting LGBT people.
Well, I'm very much ready to accept them. I don't know about everyone else.
I suppose. Then again, I suppose they don't really like the LGBT community because there has been a lot.
Well, he doesn't like let's just say he doesn't acceptive. He isn't as acceptive of it as I do. He thinks that some of the LGBT people are shit. Some.
Huh. That's a bit of a problem, I guess.
I mean, I can let's just say I can understand why he thinks some people are shit. Like, if there's like, let's say, if you if there's like a person who thinks that he's a part of LGBT member and he just proudly and just show it like it's like his special identity and just go around and showing off. I don't think that is like a good action.
I mean, it isn't good if you're showing it off. At the very least, act like a normal person.
Just,
but,
I support. Yeah, that's why I think like we are fighting, like people are fighting for LGBTs rights. It's because they want it to be accepted. It's not because they are trying to make it like LGBT individuals are like very special privileged people. It's just like fighting for the rights to be normal as everyone else. Yeah, it's not like fighting to by making themselves look very privileged, like high class individuals or someone with superpowers, something like that. Yeah, which so I might can understand why he has some distaste for LGBTs. I think he doesn't like those kind of people, which I also don't like at all.
I mean, yeah, we shouldn't really give the LGBT community special rights. We can give them the kind of rights that they don't have right now by law, and maybe when they get the rights naturally, we just say, oh, we don't need the laws anymore, in that sense. Like anti-discrimination laws against LGBT people. In my eyes, because of the fact that there are a lot of people out there who still discriminate against the LGBT community, those laws, at the very least, cement the legitimacy of the identity of the LGBT community. Without those laws, people are just going to kick them out. With those laws, they're going to say, look, we're normal fucking people. You really did not have to kick us out for this. We really didn't need the law for this, but here we are. We have a law. Don't kick us out.
Okay.
Anything else?
Wow. Nothing actually.
We're out.
I
We're
think
out.
I think we have I think we have we've talked enough of these LGBT laws and
Yeah, I
stuff.
suppose. I suppose.
But I say that, well, by let's just say I actually sometimes I questions why, like, why am I so acceptive? Why am I so like fine okay with LGBT individuals? Like it seems that, like, I find it's very easy for me to accept them. I just say that because I just think they are fine. I just think they are
When
people,
you
normal
when
people.
you when you
That's how I
saw
see
them
it.
when you saw them for the first time, did you think they were quote unquote weird or anything
Weird,
like that? Yeah,
me.
weird. When
Well,
you saw the LGBT community for the first time.
that's like 100 years ago. It's an exaggeration. It's like
Okay.
100 years ago. Yeah, it's like weird. Oh my god, it's a same sex relationship. Like a boy love a boy. What? That kind of thing exists. That's my thought when I was very young. And right now, let's just say I gradually accept them. I think it's nothing wrong with it. I remember, there's a classmate of mine. He does a PowerPoint presentation on
Hmm.
the not LGBT, just gay people,
Oh,
homosexuals, and in the conclusion he says that he doesn't support them because God created boys and girls for a reason.
does God even fucking exist?
Oh, you're
Jesus.
an atheist? Are you
Yeah,
an
I
atheist?
thought I told you I was losing my faith like for quite a while now. I've become
Oh
an
yeah,
atheist.
I remember now. Yeah. But that's when I'm still in middle school.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I did remember I did see that presentation, and I don't know. And even though I see, I'm still not quite convinced, and I just kind of get more and more acceptive of it. Let's just say okay, wait. And when I first saw heard of it, it's weird, and then I become curious, and that's how I have interest in yaoi and yuri genre.
Okay.
And now I'm just think it's just normal. It's just a kind of relationship that people will have.
Yeah, it's a preference.
Yeah, it's preference.
Homosexuality seems to be either a preference or it is a real biological thing, I guess. There are
Yeah, I
biological
think it's a
evidence for
preference.
this.
I think it's
Hmm.
a preference.
I don't know. There seems to
Like,
be something,
everyone born differently, and some
yeah,
people maybe
no,
they were
like a
born as.
biological preference, not just like a normal. Oh, in my opinion, I like men.
But that's a pansexual. A pansexual is a thing.
I know, I know.
Yeah. By the way, the guy I talked about just now,
Yeah.
say he used to disagree with LGBT's actions. I think
In
that
what
might influence
sense?
it.
Yeah.
He used the same argument again that God created boys and girls for a reason. He told me that in high school.
Ugh.
Yeah, and
That argument
I
is
think
not going
that
to convince
influenced
anyone, honestly, other than other
religious
religious
people.
people.
Yeah, I think he said the other day I did ask him what did he still oppose LGBT individuals. He said not anymore. But then he
Oh,
brought up this law that should be changed, and I was, well, maybe still not accept of it enough.
maybe he accept. No, he from what
He
you have said, he
still
accepts
isn't.
them doing it like outside of public. They're doing it in private, not in public.
Well, okay, that's. Ow, my leg! Ouch!
Did
Ow!
you die?
Okay, no, I'm still alive. Okay, I'm trying to say, okay, what's wrong with doing LGBT act in public? It's okay. Let's just say two guys kissing in public or two
There's
girls kissing
nothing
in
wrong
public.
with it. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong
there's
with
something wrong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. So why aren't they allowed to do it in public?
I don't know. Maybe it's because he himself he is okay with them existing. Maybe he himself is
Yeah, he
still
said he's okay with them.
maybe he himself is still predisposed not to really like in a sense. It's pretty hard to fully change, I guess. I suppose he still has a bit of distaste to looking at LGBT activities.
Okay, thinking about this taste, there's something that a lot of my friends like to say, which I really hate.
Which is
Gay sex is disgusting. Less sex is okay. Lesbian sex is okay.
this is
I
very,
really hate it whenever people say this.
because why would you prefer one side? Is it because you're men and you just like to watch lesbian porn? This is interesting.
It just their wording just make it sound like I hate LGBTs. No, I oppose LGBTs, but somehow since there's two girls and I am a guy, so it's all fine when it's two
什
girls.
么东西？
This is what I thought. This is my
Sounds-
perception when people say that, and I kind of get mad.
里面蒸哈。
It's that kind of
Yeah, okay.
gender inequality.
Come on, please. Okay.
Oh yeah, he also said that before. He's one of the people who is guilty of saying that. So fuck, motherfucker.
What? Motherfucker?
Yeah.
You fucking motherfuckers.
Oh, okay. This episode is very political. It's way too political.
Should we always never be a political show? Because politics is a very hot topic for some reason these days.
It's a what hot topic?
Yeah, politics. It's a very hot topic.
I rather avoid talking about politics, if possible.
Why? Is it really gonna kill you?
It's it can get very heated, and
It can get very heated.
Imagine if there's a viewer. Imagine we have a large viewers. Let's just assume we have large viewers. And do you think how many people will get? How many people will just disagree with it? Or maybe actively trying to sabotage the channel, or send a death threat, something because of this politics stuff. I mean, like you just kind of criticize the right just now. What do you
Yes,
think
I
the
did.
right, the viewers with the right, who leans on the right side, what do you think they would think when you criticize the right?
Of course, they disagree because
Yeah, and then what do they do toward the channels? Assuming we have a very large audience, we are podcast seriously a large audience.
either they leave, or
Or they will
or they
try
think
to
it's a good idea- Or they
sabotage.
think it's a good idea to put effort into trying to, I don't know, deplatform a fucking YouTube channel.
Flag as inappropriate, spam it or something, or try to spam our videos
Let them
and try to
brigade-
get our
let them
videos
brigade
to be
us.
removed.
Let them brigade us. It's basically evidence to again show that the right is pieces of fucking.
Oh, so okay.
Then again, the left can do that as well. So I suppose every side of politics has stupid fucking people. That's all I can say.
Oh.
Oh.
Damn it.
Oh, damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
I think we can just end here.
Yeah, sure.
But
Might as well.
I don't like. I just say I enjoy our talk, but
Yes,
I don't like the content of the talk. I feel it's too sensitive to be put out on YouTube.
You're too sensitive of the fact that it's too sensitive. Nah, I'm fine with it. It's a very
Yeah, but we
interesting.
have to- yeah, I do. I also think it's interesting, but I think it should be discussed in private because
I don't know, why
politics
should
is
we-
very sensitive stuff.
I don't know, why should we discuss politics in private? Why not discuss it in the public sphere? we're basically putting our opinion out into the public sphere if we actually publish this
Again, I don't want
video.
people
People
like
are not
the
gonna actually
rightists
come
and the
and fucking kill
leftists.
us. This is not the problem here.
Yeah, that's an exaggeration. That's
And
an
even then, we
exaggeration.
will have people who will either accept us, agree to disagree, or support us and
Get
stuff.
very angry and then spam the videos.
And then what?
Or spam dislikes
gonna-
or something. I'm afraid of that. Or try to get our videos removed. Or try to send a death threat or something.
We're a tiny channel, and by the sounds of it, our arguments were very much acceptable to the more to the left, I guess.
Well,
We'll
people are
have the left
stupid.
support us.
People are stupid. Even if no matter how convincing our argument is, like, okay, both of us accept. Let's just say both of us are accept LGBT.
Yes.
Both of us make it clear. But there are always still people who won't accept it. And if they see it, maybe they will get kind of butthurt. Or get very angry. And then, again, do those things. Like spam, report spam, and things.
Yep.
I'll try to get this video down.
I'm a bit confused.
I'm just concerned. Just say, if I talk about politics in the public sphere, I get concerned. Like there's a lot of the Discord servers I'm in, they have a rules that say do not talk about politics.
Because they understand how volatile politics is, especially with strangers on the internet. We're both friends. We both understand. We want to stay friends. Which is why we're gonna talk about politics very carefully, I guess. We're not gonna get angry at each other because of this.
No. It's the viewers. People who watch the videos. I'm concerned. We don't know who will watch it. Like you just now you are kind of negative toward the rightists, and if the rightist viewers they watch it, no matter how, they're just very angry.
I'll be fine with it if only because I expect the right to be angry at me. You're not fine with it because
but if I harm the videos. It will harm the video. That's the problem.
You either harm
I'm concerned about this. It will harm the video or harm the channel.
Harm the channel because of politics. Oh, for fuck's sake. Have we come to a point where talking about politics is literally gonna fucking ruin our lives? Is this the point?
No, that's an exaggeration. It's just that it will ruin. I'm just worried it will ruin our channel.
If it does ruin our channel, then that is basically another point for me for saying that politics is the discourse in politics is fucked up.
So
then again, I'm not really helping because I just fucking shat on the right. So yeah, I'm a hypocrite that way, I guess.
They just try to not talk about politics in the future. Try to avoid talking about them. I'm not sure just now the LGBT stuff we talk about. I'm not sure if they are if they are too politics.
LGBT stuff technically isn't political by nature. It has been politicized though, so it's become a very left-right issue, which is a bit fucked up, I guess.
Damn it. Poor LGBTs.
Poor LGBT groups. Sad face.
Damn. I don't want everything to be politics.
Of course, everything's not gonna be fucking politics. Let's just say this is
damn
the
it!
Let's just say this is the political episode.
Of course, this episode's political episode.
Yes, episode.
But I just
16.
say, but I just don't want everything to be politics. Don't involve politics. Don't try to involve everything in politics. I don't want the games I play to be politics, or the mangas I read to be politics.
Well, I'm fucking sorry, but games and manga, basically every medium has had its political history.
Yeah, I heard of it. I've heard that. People tell me to
can't-
just accept it,
You cannot escape
but
politics.
I cannot. I cannot accept it. I'm going to kill myself
Well, goodbye. I'll
to
take so.
to get myself rid of this world, this cruel world. I'm going to
Bye.
I'm going to free myself from the control of the eye of the
You're going to
beholder.
commit Sudoku.
Wow, I wish I don't have a katana.
You wish.
Well,
In any case, I suppose we have finished our ranting
yeah,
on the supposed dangers of talking about politics, and
yeah.
how sad it is that now politics is all about, oh, it's so dangerous to talk about politics or that shit. Why is it dangerous?
I mean, in the first place, remember, in the first place, this series is about talking about daily life. It's not about politics.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. And I think we can stop here.
Yep.
Who's gonna close the show?
How long have we been recording, first of all?
1 hour and 26 minutes.
Nice. Let me
Way too
close
long.
it. Let me close it today.
Okay.
So, to all you guys, thank you for listening to episode 16 of Erratic Symposium. We have been very political. I don't know whether or not you like it or not. We are also uninformed fuckwits, so I suppose there's a lot of problems with this episode. However, we hope you actually went through it, didn't fucking die or want to kill us, and if you have left, goodbye, we won't miss you. We hope you will come back for either next week, next 2 weeks, next 3 weeks, the next episode, basically. We hope you come back for the next episode. Thank you for listening.
And
Have
we
a
will
good day.
try to make the future episode not politics, not about politics.
Of course, we're not going to try and make it not political. You have voiced your concerns. I can understand some of the concerns. We will not be talking about politics in the future. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.
Try not to.
Yeah, try not to. Thank you for listening. Not have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good, See ya.
No, it's nighttime here.
It is nighttime for us. Yes. I need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I need to sleep.
See ya.
Yeah, see you guys.